Good morning, everyone. This is Danny with Danny's Luxury Cruise Vacations. We are a part or an affiliate of the Avoya Travel Network. And today we have the honor to have Sarah from Oceania. They're one of our preferred cruise lines. They are at the top of the list. When we say top of the list, they are there. We have a great relationship with them. Sarah is truly an amazing person, and we are very appreciative of you being here today, Sarah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. And Danny, when you asked me to be on, I was like, I am so excited to be able to share with your clients a little bit more about Oceania, if people don't know of us already. So
Right.
very happy to be here.
And we have, I know you guys have an exciting brand new ship coming out, which I'm going to get to see next week, and I cannot wait. So,
Danny, I was going to say to you, you are going to be seeing the Allura, our brand new ship, before I am.
oh
So
my God.
that will be incredible. I won't see her until December. So yeah, Danny, you will have the opportunity. What is it? In about 4 days
Yeah,
to see our brand new ship. So
it's exciting. And you tell me cruise ship, I'm there, you know?
yeah,
So,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, if we can start off with that, tell us a little bit about Oceania as a cruise line and give the consumers, the cruisers, an idea of also where you go.
So, Oceania Cruises, we are part of NCLH. So, we are actually a sister brand of Norwegian Cruise Line and Regent Seven Seas. So, we fall in between the two. We call ourselves a luxury cruise line. And since the very beginning, over 20 years ago, if you can believe it, we've really prided ourselves on our three pillars. What those are is having the finest cuisine at sea. So I believe, Danny, you can attest to this, but the food on board is unmatched. It is unlike any other. And we have a lot of dedicated crew on board. We actually have one chef for every 10 guests on board that are dedicated to the culinary experience for our guests. So just really, really fabulous food and wine experience on board. And then additionally, small ship luxury. So we have ships ranging from a little over 670 passengers as our smallest ships, to a little over 1,200 and no larger than that. So when we focus on the small ship luxury, what does that mean? For our guests, it means, being able to have that really nice, tailored level of experience that people are just not going to get on larger ships, right? We want to know that our guests are going to be able to go into their favorite dining venue or maybe up to the bar and have people remember them, have crew members say, "Hey, Danny, how are you? Can I make your specialty cocktail tonight?" Because they remember you, right? Because you're not one of many on board. So just that really nice level of service on board is what you can expect. And then additionally, because we have these smaller ships, we can go to some really, really cool destinations. Smaller ships mean that you have better access and ease of access to smaller ports, right? That bigger ships just cannot get to. So we travel all over. We travel to over 600 alluring destinations, 7 continents, 600 ports. I mean, the list goes on and on. The Amazon River, just really, really cool destinations that we can travel to because we have these smaller ships.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, having said that, not every cruise line is going to fit the needs of every cruiser. So, can you give us an idea on who your demographics are? Who would be actually a good fit for your cruise line?
Yeah, and that's a good thing to point out, right? We're not trying to appease to the mass general population. There's going to be a specific fit for Oceania. And we like to say that our demographics, like I would say about 50% fall between the ages of 55 to 65 years old. Now, when I say that, I want your viewers to kind of take that with a grain of salt because with the introduction of our newer ships, they're beautiful. I did a ship tour on the Vista. That was the last one that I saw. I haven't seen the Allura yet, which she just debuted a couple of months ago, so I'm very excited to see her. But they're bright, they're beautiful, they're elegant. I think that people are, kind of in the mood to move away maybe from that larger ship experience and have that level of service and just have a really, really nice, kind of smaller, intimate feel on board. So that's kind of where I would say the demographic is people who, I like to say that our guests they're travelers and they are not tourists, right? So, they're going to be these people who have cruised before and they're just looking for that next destination.
Is it fair to say that your ships are elegant, but yet not stuffy, kind of like a country club elegance?
Exactly. So, kind of where we differ between, like just as a comparison from us and Regent Seven Seas, we're not going to have that white glove service where there's the formal nights and all of that, but it's going to be a really, really nice, elegant. As you can see, I'm in the main dining room on board, and it is absolutely elegant and beautiful. But just, a little bit more, loose, casual. We trust that our guests are going to be able to dress in a way that they feel most comfortable while still being appropriate on board. So we're not going to have those formal nights, and it's just going to be a nice, relaxed, elegant, casual experience.
Beautiful, beautiful. And as far as the onboard experience, I mean, we've discussed the food and the service and the comfort and the casual elegance. What can guests expect to experience on board other than your amazing food and service?
So when you're not having incredible food and drinking incredible wine, one thing to mention is that even though we have smaller ships, we're not compromising on what maybe bigger ships offer. So we still have the casino, we still have really, really great, bars and different venues to experience live music, some shows, but it's just going to be a really, really fabulous experience on board with all of the inclusions that you can expect elsewhere. Maybe not water slides or anything like that, but live music and just different venues to relax and really enjoy yourself. But one thing to mention is because we travel to so many immersive destinations and we spend longer time in port, we're really, really, about the port intensive experiences too. So that's one thing to mention as well, is that, our guests are sailing Oceania to really experience these awesome ports, and then be able to relax while they're on board.
Yeah.
Um, that's, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Now, having said that, we know, like, your sister brand Regent is ultra luxury. Everything is included. You can basically, except for, like maybe, the spa, you could basically leave your wallet
Right.
at home. How do you folks compare to that?
Yeah, so our model is a little bit different. Since Regent Seven Seas is an all-inclusive, we don't call ourselves all-inclusive, but we call ourselves, we have a model called Your World Included. So we include all the things that we believe are absolutely necessary to have the best possible experience on board. And what does that look like? We include the gratuities, we include the Wi-Fi. Everybody seems to need Wi-Fi nowadays, right? Gone are the days where you can just board a ship and forget about everything, right? People still like to be a little bit in touch with their phone and email and things like that. All of the specialty restaurants, because when we're talking about being a foodie cruise line, we want everyone to try all of the venues: Polo Grill, Jacques, Red Ginger. We want everyone to experience what we have to offer there. What else? Smoothies, the specialty coffees, teas, fitness classes. So, including all the things that we believe are absolutely necessary. And then, as of last week, actually starting September 17th, we just added two more inclusions that our guests will be able to, choose between. So, Danny, I'm sure you're aware of this new, enhancement, as we like to call it, but it's essentially giving our guests the choice between shore excursion credit, which the amount is depending on the length of the sailing. So, of course, you're going to get less if you're sailing 7 days as opposed to maybe 21 days.
Mhm.
Um, or the guests can choose beer and wine with lunch and dinner. So, adding value back to the guests and also still giving them the choice, but not having that all-inclusive model for a much higher price, essentially.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Now, Sarah, we've asked you some questions. You've given us some fabulous answers, all wonderful. Is there anything that you would like to add that I didn't think of asking to tell our audience about Oceania?
Just urge everyone, to really look into Oceania. And when we're talking about people who are best fit, again, it's people who are well traveled. So if you've been there, done that, if you've been to all of the marquee ports, take a look at our itineraries and see what we have to offer because we truly go to some really, really spectacular places. And again, I can talk about the food all day long, but until you try it on board, and Danny, you can attest to this as well, the food is absolutely incredible. The ambiance, the feel. I have a feeling once you try Oceania, you'll be hooked.
I
So,
know all the clients I've had that have tried it the first time, they loved it,
yeah.
so hands down, you guys win.
Absolutely. And Danny, so you'll be on board September 30th. So hopefully you'll get some really, really great pictures of the Allura. And I'd even love to see them because I
Oh,
have
I
not
will
seen
post
the
them,
Allura
so
yet.
you'll
Yeah,
get to see them.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
absolutely. So,
Now, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but if I from memory, if I'm not mistaken, sometimes in ports, there's a shore excursion where the chef will go to the local market, and you can have a shore excursion where you go with the chef and see how he goes to the market to buy the fresh food and fruits and whatever to cook on board the ship.
yeah. So, and there's so much that I could talk about, but our excursions are really, there's a lot that's tailored to that kind of foodie experience and the people who are truly interested in that. So, one thing to mention too is that our shore excursions are not going to have more than, say, 15 people along with you. So, it's going to be a small, intimate group with whatever you decide to do. And you're exactly right. You could say you go into the market with some of the chefs on board and you pick out some ingredients and things of that sort and maybe you cook it while you're in port on that excursion so you get the ingredients and you go and do a cooking class there. There's so many different options and things to really make it a nice experience for yourself, but that's certainly one of them.
Beautiful. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for your time this morning, sharing a few minutes
You.
with us about your amazing, truly an amazing product. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome.